I feel like a video on Indigo Park for me is long overdue. It's been what, 2 months since the game came out, like the full game, and a remake of the game came out literally like a couple days ago. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the lore. Let's talk about who the secret villain is. And yes, I am putting a clickbait title over this video, even though I could be completely wrong, because we are only one game in. So, Indigo Park, one of the best mascot horrors. I believe that it is third in place. So that's saying something, because I actually thoroughly enjoyed Garden of Banban. I actually am one of the Garden of Banban apologists who love Garden of Banban and is giving the game a chance. And even I think this game's better than that, which it's a pretty low bar, but even so. I was expecting this game to be just a cash grab, like Garden of Banban kinda is. Who knows? I think that Garden of Banban is actually trying to be something, and Indigo Park is knocking that out of the water. Indigo Park was a surprise to me. It was a YouTuber made thing, so I was expecting I was expecting it to be a pretty good product. Because in my humble opinion, I think that YouTubers know what the fans want more than companies do. So when I heard that it was the same person who remade Garden of Banban, I was a little bit bitter. I was a bit bitter about it because it was the same guy who remade a horror game. But I was also optimistic because, again, made by it's made by a FNAF fan. So why am I making this video? Why am I talking about this game when there's no lore to be had? And to that I say, you're right. There is no lore. At least that's what it seemed like on the surface. So, let's talk about this. I personally believe that Rambly will become the villain. I know, shocker. A hero becoming the hero, our helper, is secretly the villain? Gasp. Never heard of that before. But let me take you on a journey. I don't think we've ever had a game where the person who's actively supposed to be leading you, who's actively supposed to be helping you, turn out to be the villain. So you're probably like, well, it's probably going to be something obvious, like our character's the villain and Rambly's leading you to your death, which that could be the case. That's my second theory. But my first theory is actually unique. I think that Rambly is a narcissistic, attention-hungry lunatic, and here's why. Let me take you to a scene that everybody looks over, and that is Molly McCaw's broken body. She says that. She says, jabber jabber, glitchiness. Not Rambly. He hurts Lloyd. He hurts Lloyd. He hurts Lloyd. Which a lot of people there's some people debunking it, saying that it could just be like her repeating a line that like, and we're hearing, and it's like that test that it's the Green Needle versus Brainstorm test where it's like if you read the captions it's this way, or if you read another caption it's the other way, which could very well be the case, but I'm going to believe that it's saying he hurts Lloyd. Now, who's the he in this question? Well, considering that she says not Rambly, he hurts Lloyd, I'm led to believe that that is Rambly that she's talking about. But it could be put out of context, like, because this is a robot. I don't know if the mascots in this are robots. I'm led to believe that they aren't robots. They're like maybe some mutation. I don't know, but anyway, moving on. So you're probably saying, well, there's no way that this is true, right? Sure, Ramley absolutely hates Lloyd, but he wouldn't go out of his way to kill him or hurt him, right? Well, unfortunately, I think you're wrong. Not only does she actively say Ramley he hurts Lloyd, but we also do see Ramley become violent with his friends. Look no further than the mini game that you get. You get a mini game where you're playing as Ramley, running through the woods, and at first it seems like a harmless game. But then you hear Molly gets infected with this gas. And Ramley doesn't use his words like you would expect from a friendly, rambling raccoon. Instead, he attacks immediately, no hesitation. There's not even dialogue before the attack, if I remember. If I remember correctly, we instantly go into a fight scene, which, to be fair, it is an arcade game where you do have to attack. But it's the screams that happen after you defeat Molly. Almost as if Molly was being hurt the entire time. But then she goes back to normal. We also need to think about who's telling us that Ramley's hurting Lloyd. If it was Finley, I'd be like, okay, it's possible that, like, could be misreading stuff because they don't seem like the best of friends. But it's Molly. And I think it's revealed that Molly is Ramley's best friend. If the best friend of somebody is actively telling you secrets about the person, I tend to believe it a lot more. So it's the fact that it's Molly telling us this rather than Finley or Lloyd himself. I think we need to look deeper at the fact that it's Ramley's best friend telling us this. Because you're more inclined to believe it now that it's not somebody that, like, has a reason to hate Ramley. But does Molly have a reason for telling us this? What is Molly's motive in telling us this? Now, I do think that Molly was trying to save us. I think Molly was trying to tell us that Ramley's not good, stop following him and leave. Just go. Actively trying to save us from Ramley. But we don't listen because it's a robot that is telling us this. So I think that we are going to become the unknowing villain of the story. I think that Ramley is leading us down a dark path into villainy. And by the end, our character will die, leaving Ramley in power. Now, what is Ramley's motive for hurting the others? I didn't even get into that, I'm sorry. I think that it'll be revealed that Ramley hurts the others. Anytime that anybody else has another plan or is like, hey Ramley, maybe we should do this for the park, he becomes power hungry and attacks. He abuses his friends. Because this is a massive park. You're telling me that only 3 mascots exist? He probably made sure that the other ones were pushed down and forgotten about. Like, he sets off the animatronics to be aggressive and malfunction to the point where the park shuts down. And I think that'll be revealed. I think that we're going to be getting a lot more games, kind of like Poppy's Playtime, where we go deeper into the park, and the deeper we go, the more mascots we find, the more shut down mascots we find. Because there's no way they made an entire park off of what, four animatronics or four mascots? No way. There has to be more. And I think that Rambly, if Rambly's willing to hurt Lloyd, or now, do I think that Rambly hurts the other mascots as much as he hurts Lloyd? No, because I think that Finley and Molly know her place, or know their places. I think Finley is too scared to stand up, and I think Molly is blinded by her love and care for Rambly, where she is like trying to say, "Oh, but Rambly is just Rambly, you know. He's a really sweet guy, just loves attention." I think Molly is just an apologist. And the reason that Rambly hurts Floyd specifically to the point where it has to be called out is because Floyd's the only person that is able to possibly take over Rambly's place. Lloyd is super duper over the top. And that scares Rambly, because if Rambly keeps up this cutesy look that he's been keeping up, people will get bored and look at Lloyd, who has charisma, who has the upbeat personality, and that scares Rambly. So Rambly attacks Lloyd, so then Lloyd becomes quote unquote ugly. So then the workers will shut down Lloyd's place. He actively wants to keep going on the ride to make sure people just ignore Lloyd. So, with that being said, I think that Rambly will win in the end. If not, then, hey, you know. But I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong. There are two other things that could be happening. Another thing that I don't really believe is that Rambly is leading you down to a place of death. You were an old worker, and he's trying to lead you down so then you can inevitably be stuck there and be tortured slowly. Which I believe this one a little bit too, but not as much as I believe the Rambly being power hungry. And then there's the obvious one that's like, oh, it's just on the surface plainly. And that is that Rambly is actually trying to help us or trying to give us a tour. I personally think it's weird. If Rambly knows the dangers of the park, then why would he actively keep us going, other than like... That's another thing about my point for Rambly being a power-hungry person. He knows that there's dangers in this park, but does he care? No, he just cares about giving you a tour and making sure that you're having fun, so for his own egotistical amusement. Rambly is not nice. Sure, he comes off as like a, ooh, I'm so lonely. But he has friends, actively has friends who he can talk to. Why does he need the approval of an audience? That makes no sense. He can't be that lonely, because he could actually talk to Lloyd and Molly and Finley. Molly and Finley are actually active, and it's seeming like they're perfect working condition. I mean, Look at the rate that Molly runs at you in the game. Oh my god, she has enough energy. I think that Rambley's going to. I don't think Rambley wants to kill us. I think that he's just blindly egotistical to the point where he's dragging us along and putting us in mortal danger. And I think realistically that okay, sorry. I think realistically, the mascots want to help us, want us to help them take down Rambley. They're trying to get our attention because Lloyd doesn't really attack you, right? He approaches you slowly as soon as he is able to. He approaches you slowly. It's only when the wristband produces a loud sound which makes Lloyd run away. Now, this could be... But why would this be built in? I don't think it's intended to be built in. I think Rambley added this in so then the others can't tell you what's going on. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me that the employees of this place had a thing built in that is like a deterrent for the mascots. Because essentially, if you go to an amusement park, you tend to want to get pictures and hugs from the mascots. So I think Rambley put this into, to keep the truth from being put into the light. Man, I'm sorry if this video is like super unwatchable because of my stuttering, but if you made it to if you made it to the end of this video, I hope you liked this theory. If you didn't, put in the comments why. But if you did, what parts did you like? What points did you like? But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in another video.